So, the Timberwolves, right? The past two seasons have been weird to say the least. 16, 17, you know, they didn't really have much of a, they didn't have a good team at all. Then 17, 18, they got Jimmy Butler. They made the playoffs for the first time since like Kevin Garnett left. And then after that, they had a really bad season last year, which is a bit of everyone's fault. Well, considering Andrew Wiggins hasn't been. His best season was as a rookie, which is mind blowing to me. He's regressed every season he's been in the NBA. He has no heart to play. He has no desire to win. He doesn't even care if he wins. He could be a great defender, but he doesn't want to be. He hasn't played defense. Well, at least he hasn't tried to play defense. He hasn't really. He could be a good defender. He's pretty long. He's fast. He's really athletic. He's a pretty good offensive player. He needs to get better at shooting, and needs to get way better at defense. But other than that, he probably won't. He doesn't care really. He's just there to get some bags and to leave. And Cat, I love Cat. He's a great offensive threat. He can score from just about everywhere, three-point line included. He just, of course, we all know that meme of him and DeMarcus Cousins, and he's trying to back him down, but he just looks like a child. It's funny. I get it, but if he improves on being strong, just getting stronger, if he improves on that in his defense, he can be one of the best big men in the league. Not better than Joel Embiid, but top 3 big men in the league anyway. He's probably top 5 already for centers, but I mean, other than that, this team, where do they go from here? I have no idea. Andrew Wiggins doesn't seem to be getting better. I never see clips of him training. He probably doesn't even come to the gym. It's ridiculous. Jeff Teague, I like Jeff Teague. When he was on the Hawks, he was an all-star that one season where like half the team made the starting lineup for the Eastern Conference all-stars. The season where they had like the best season in franchise history, the best season, the best record in the Eastern Conference that season. 14-15, I believe, the year that LeBron came back, where like him, Kyle Korver, Paul Millsap, and Al Horford made the All-Star team in the East. That was a bit crazy. But, he hasn't been the same on the Timberwolves. He's just more of a facilitator now, driving to the basket, shooting, which I like Jeff Teague. He's a good player. He adds a lot to the team. They need some veterans. They need some 3-and-D kind of guys, and they pick up one last year in Robert Covington with the Jimmy Butler trade. I really like Robert Covington. They need just some solid nose players that want to play, that's going to give you some hustle plays, that's going to play some good defense, because we all know Andrew Wiggins is going to lift a fucking finger on defense at this point. But it's a weird situation in the Western Conference, because in my opinion they can fall anywhere from like 8th to 15th. Well, not that low, but like 8th to like 13th, because in the West you have the Clippers, the Lakers, the Rockets, and just a few. You have like a really top heavy Western Conference again. So you have like that, you got the Warriors, obviously are always going to be in that conversation, and then you have just the Spurs, who I don't think are going to miss the playoffs. I know they don't have as good of a team as they have like Tim Duncan, but they still have DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge, and they still have Greg Popovich, who is probably still the best coach in the league at this point. And I don't know, it's a weird conference. It's after the 4 main teams like the Warriors, Rockets, Clippers, and Lakers. You have just kind of an open West, I would say, and the Timberwolves can fall anywhere from like 5th to like 9th, and like 9th to 13th, depending on injuries, depending on how everyone plays and stuff. And it's gonna be weird. I know they had this rookie Culver. I don't keep up with college basketball, so I don't know if he's gonna be good. I never really heard much scouts doing backflips over and being too impressed, but he's good enough to make the NBA. I assume he's better than me, so there you go. I hope he's good enough, because I don't think Andrew Wiggins is gonna do much of anything this season. Maybe just disappoint again. I know Karl Anthony Towns. It's gonna be rough for him. Kevin Garnett and him were in a similar situation, but at least Kevin Garnett won MVP, and they made the playoffs consistently with him. Well, a few times, and Cat has made the playoffs once, and it's not really his fault. I mean, the Timberwolves surrounded him with talent one year, and then turns out the talent was just a big asshole in Jimmy Butler. And Andrew Wiggins isn't. I mean, I don't think it matters if he's on the game or not. When he's in the game, it was good enough. He gives you a few athletic dunks here and there. But you could put him on the bench when he's on defense, and it wouldn't matter because that's all he does is sit around anywhere. He doesn't care if he wins, which I hate. But you know they have a few good players. I don't know much about the bench, but I know that they could fall anywhere in the Western Conference at this point. It's a tough conference. It always has been, but it's a lot more open, I would say, than a few years past because there's just top heavy. A lot of great teams at the top. Then after like the main 5 or 4, you just get down to a bunch of teams who could fall anywhere from like 5th to like 12th. So the Timberwolves, if they were going to make the playoffs, I think this would be the best chance of them to make the playoffs. I don't even think they'll win a playoff series. They might just get in there and like have like a first like 5 game series, maybe even get swept in the first round. But Cat, if he has a chance, I hope he leaves unless they give him some good talent. Because as much as I love loyalty in the NBA, I mean Dirk is my favorite player of all time. You know, Kobe, Tim Duncan, Reggie Miller, Stockton. You know, all these great players. You know, Magic, Bird. All these great players are stuck with one franchise. It's something great to see. You know, you get a connection with that city and that team and those fans. But if it's just a toxic environment that you don't want to be in because the front office is incompetent in the Timberwolves, it might be time to pack it up, Cat.